Hey, Mike Callahan. Had a quick question submitted. Should they take the cost of stolen equipment out of employees' paycheck? The gentleman was parked on the side of the road working in the backyard, and the weed whacker, I believe, was stolen. Mike's suggestion this and answer this is absolutely not. This is illegal in most states. Obviously, you want to check with your labor laws and handbook rules if this is something you're trying. But with the tight labor market, and even before the tight labor market, I would highly recommend not doing this. We need to train our staff to make sure the equipment is locked up if they're not using it, whether it's on a trailer or a rack. For example, in our company, we had probably 10 or 12 iPads ripped off the dashboards of our trucks. They smashed the windows in and ripped them out. We had them actually bolted to the dashboards with basically a mount. But things like this happen. This is why we buy insurance. If you don't have insurance for these things, go out and buy it. And we need to train our teams to lock up their equipment that they need on a daily basis. In addition, I'm going to basically touch on another question that's always asked is how do we handle employee theft internally? So obviously we want to outline this in a handbook with a trained handbook professional to make sure that it applies to your local laws. But in my opinion, it should not be tolerated. An example that we did in our company is we had a gentleman literally steal $3 or $4 worth of gas at a local gas station. We had him on camera. I actually ended up having the police cruiser show up to the shop when we were doing our Monday morning huddle and had the gentleman taken away in cuffs. Sometimes, unfortunately, you need to set an example internally of what you stand for and what you don't stand for. And part of our culture is ethics and what you stand for. And theft is not something we stand for. So to answer the main question, do not take it out of the gentleman or lady's pay. It's not their fault the weed whacker was stolen. It could have been you on the crew just as well. But we do want to train them to make sure that equipment is secured and locked up each and every time they're not using it. And internal theft, we want to watch out for that and make sure we're building a culture that is not stealing from the company. And when it happens, you need to act swiftly and you need to act on the legal side of it. But I would take legal action and let the internal staff, we had about 18 to 20 guys standing there, there was no question that was not tolerated. And the beauty of that is it was an evergreen story that ran throughout the company year after year, and people talked about how I handled the internal theft and how it was not tolerated, and the gentleman was arrested on the spot. So any comments or questions, drop them below. Happy to answer them in the next 24 hours.